Started the trip with a fitting book, En route to Paris. I haven't been to Paris since I was a kid.
We arrived in Paris, and here's our view of the Eiffel Tower from our hotel. And over here is the view of the city.
After admiring the view with photos and videos, I headed out to the streets of Paris.
We're on the way for our first dinner. We're gonna get croquet madames, which are ham and cheese sandwiches with poached eggs on top. And we passed by the Eiffel Tower.
Look at these beautiful pastries. I went to my first meal at Le Petit Clair, and I had the croquet madame, but I was actually disappointed by it because it was so burnt. We also got the French delicacy, escargots. The street was packed with restaurants and dessert places. I stopped by El Marino to get delicious gelato flavors shaped into a rose with a macaron on top. I definitely recommend this place because the gelato was so creamy and delicious. Onward from the Avenue of Food, passing the Seine River, and to the Jardin des Tuileries near the Louvre. The Champs-Élysées Avenue has plenty of eateries leading up to the Arc de Triomphe, and headed back to the hotel to watch the Eiffel Tower glisten and sparkle every 5 minutes at the top of the hour.
Good morning, it's day 2 of Paris. Today we're gonna go get crepes, and then we're gonna go to the Palace of Versailles.
Chocolate eclair for the morning. I went to another boulangerie for more pastries to go. We took the RER train to Versailles. The palace was made during the reign of King Louis XIII, and it has 2,300 rooms. With your ticket, you'll get to see the ornately decorated rooms, the Hall of Mirrors, and the gardens. The flan and eclair were amazing snacks before venturing around the estate. Back to Paris for more pastries.
I'm enjoying getting all of the different pastries from the boulangeries.
Even though we had dinner coming up, we couldn't help snacking on all the sweets. We had a reservation at Chez France and loved the foie gras, duck breast with orange and creme brulee. The best dessert was the profiteroles. They're like cream puffs with chocolate sauce. Ate some pastries before heading to Disney.
Day 3 in Paris, and we're at Disney!
We got the park hopper and started with Walt Disney Studios. Disney fans are hardcore. We got in line to wait for the park to open. The entrance is modeled after Hollywood. We started at the Avengers campus. Sadly, our first ride was closed before we could ride it, so we headed off to the Ratatouille ride. In the ride, you shrink to the size of a mouse and venture through Gusteau's restaurant. It's a 3D trackless ride, and it's a must-try. Up next, Cars Road Trip, a tram ride with your favorite Cars characters. I made a reservation 2 months in advance to eat at Bistro Chez Remy. Similar to the ride, you're shrunk to the size of a rat, and all of the decorations are oversized. It's a great immersive experience. I ordered the 3-course meal with the duck pâté, steak with ratatouille, and chocolate mousse. I couldn't help but get a souvenir, Le Petit Remy, and headed over to watch Mickey and the Magician. It was like a mini Disney musical. And back to the exciting rides like Crush's Coaster.
Du Wakanda ou ce fluide extraterrestre dément.
Croyez-moi. That's it. Watch your step.
Like California, they have web slingers, but they don't have Flight Force, the fastest roller coaster out of both parks. It was already around 4 p.m. when we headed over to Disneyland.
Walking through Main Street, and it looks pretty similar to the one in California.
One of the differences from the Disneyland in Anaheim is that you can explore the castle. With less land, the rides here are less immersive, like Indiana Jones, but the Pirates of the Caribbean ride was pretty similar. We walked into the Captain Jack's restaurant and enjoyed the suckling pig, but the rest of the food was just okay. Like the Disneyland in California, you have the view of the Pirates ride. They made Phantom Manor a little creepier than Haunted Mansion. Watched the sunset against the backdrop of the beautiful Thunder Mountain, and headed over to Hyperspace Mountain for a thrilling roller coaster. Ah, the Louvre, a wonderful place to spend the day. Enjoying looking at statues, crown jewels, and the beloved Mona Lisa. You may have had a crepe before, but have you had a galette? It's a savory buckwheat crepe.
Just had an amazing ham and cheese galette, and now I'm gonna go to the Luxembourg Gardens.
Here we are at the Luxembourg Gardens. There's kids playing with sailboats and lots of greenery. We took a look at Notre Dame and perused some pastries. Walked through Passage des Panoramas to eat at Canard and Champagne, and ate duck gratin. The trip isn't complete without seeing the Eiffel Tower. We went on a rainy day, but it was still beautiful. We took the elevator up to the second floor. There's a second ticket tier level where you can go all the way to the top. Gustave Eiffel even built a little apartment at the top. After taking in the view, we went back down and ate our final escargots. We even were brave enough to try frog legs, which does taste like chicken, by the way. This place was known for their different flavors of escargot. I struggled to get the truffle escargot out. The flakiness of the French onion soup pastry was so good. With our trip coming to a close, we had our final macarons. I didn't expect heavy rain. We said goodbye to Paris and hello to Morocco.